Hi there, Magic Ones. Welcome to your June energy update. I am trying something new. This is the first one of these that I'm posting on my channel. I did do one for my members last month. So what we're going to do is a little bit of an energetic check-in and tune-in as to what's happening at the moment for the collective. I'll be touching on the astrology and we're going to pull some cards and sort of get a gauge on the energetic themes for the month, okay? So you might be watching this on my primary channel, Wild Lotus Tarot. If so, you might want to join me on Wild Lotus Awakening. That's my second channel and I've started that purposely because I want to talk about more themes of spiritual awakening, spiritual energies, self-development and those kinds of topics. So if you'd like to join me over there, I will link that down below. If you have found me through Wild Lotus Awakening with my first video on there, and you would like to join me for weekly and monthly tarot readings, head across to Wild Lotus Tarot. That will be linked down below as well. So let's get into it. First of all, I was going to touch on the astrology. So this month, guys, we have got, well, we've actually kind of kicked it off at the end of May. I think it was on the 30th of May. We had the new moon in Gemini. So we're officially in Gemini season. Now, we also have on the 14th of June, so in the middle of the month, a full moon in Sagittarius. And we will be completing the month with the new moon in Cancer, okay, I think on the 29th. So we're in that Gemini energy, right? And because I'm primarily, you know, a tarot reader, I tune into the energies of the tarot. So when I think about Gemini, I think about the Lovers, and the major arcana is a card of partnerships, soul contracts, sometimes the twin flame energy, and it really could be shining a spotlight on that area of your life this month, okay? Sometimes I think we can have soul partnerships and contracts with organizations as well as people, but I feel that that will be under the spotlight for you. And being in the Gemini energy, you might be feeling a little bit overactive in the mind and in the thoughts. You might be trying to make some major choices. The Lovers is a card of choice as well. So, you know, when we are feeling in that overwhelm of the thoughts, it's always good to come back to the energy of the heart. And we do that, yes, it is challenging, through anything that really puts us in that flow state, right? That really kind of takes us away from that mind energy. Of course, things like, you know, meditation, spending time in nature, anything that you do that kind of takes you out of the logical mind. And of course, we do need to apply logic, but we don't want to be owned by it in our decision making. That could be doing something creative, it could be playing a musical instrument, it could be cooking or something like that. So I'm feeling a real theme on your soul partnerships. And around the middle of the month, when we have that full moon in Sagittarius, that's where, you know, the spotlight might really shine in that area. And you might be thinking about the big picture, okay? Sagittarius, the philosopher, you might be thinking, well, where is this going? Where is this heading? How does it, you know, how does it fit into the bigger plan for my life? Is it in alignment with the timeline of where I want to head? So around full moons, energy can get climactic. It's often where we move towards a culmination where we might release something, okay? So there could be a lot of energy around partnerships, around what you may or may not feel fits into your big picture. And you might be making some big choices around matters of the heart to complete in those areas. And as we start moving towards Cancer season at the end of the month, there may be some higher emotions, and my advice is to stay grounded and really operate with emotional intelligence and heart energy, but not to allow your emotions to blind you in decision making. It's funny how sometimes when we're getting ready to release, suddenly we're thinking about all the good times, we're thinking about the nostalgia. So you can use that Gemini energy of the intellect to also think about, you know, the logical pros and cons. Allow the hindsight to be your foresight, because generally we, you know, get a similar energy of what we've had in the past will play out again unless there's been the work of transformation. So they're just some big picture themes that I'm picking up on because of the astrological aspects. So I think we'll just jump in and pull some cards and see what comes through for you. So, all right, let's do this. First one out. I spent an hour doing this for my members yesterday, doing personal readings, and I hardly pulled a major arcana. Let's see what comes through for you. Three of Pentacles, which also came up in the readings today, and was actually when I did the collective readings yesterday, came through a lot. It's a building phase as well, and yeah, this is about teams, groups, organizations, those partnerships that we just spoke about. So there could be activity in that area, right? And outside of that, this is actually a good time for learning, for development, for planting the seeds of the new. When I see this card here, I always link it back to the Empress, okay? Number 3 in the major arcana. It feels like if you make some good decisions, you can begin to actually materialize, make happen in the 3D reality those hopes, dreams, and wishes that you have always been wanting to. So it's a foundational energy, you know, and that we can actually work positively in some partnerships that are working for us, and maybe there might be others that are needing to be released. 8 of Swords. Yeah, this is that mind energy. So that Gemini energy of the month is, you know, brilliant for, you know, innovation, and mixed with that Sagittarian energy, that big picture vision. However, when we identify too much with the ego mind and we believe that we are our thoughts, this is what happens, that mental entrapment where we can't see any other options, and we might feel, oh, there's no way out of this situation, and we're in overwhelm, which of course can escalate into anxieties, you know. So sometimes we need to take a different viewpoint, okay? And that Sagittarian energy coming in will help you. Can you step beyond your situation and see the significance in the bigger scheme of things and in your life? And when we look at it that way, it may not seem as, you know, as hard, as much of a struggle. You might see there are other pathways through it. And of course, you know, it is again about following the heart and the intuition. You've probably heard me say in my readings, I always notice the bindings around the third eye, the heart and the gut in this card. And it's like, you know, the more we think, the more we are disconnected from the energy of the callings of the soul, the callings of the heart. Page of Cups. Yeah, this is that Sagittarian energy. Sagittarius, you could say, is the most optimistic, positive energy of the zodiac, of the tarot. And you know, it's the Page of Cups energy. It's playful, it's joyful, it's expressive. So you might need to kind of balance your life with some of this energy. Now, this can be about synchronicities. This can be, you know, around offers or opportunities that may come out of the blue. Now, of course, we need to be watching for those, and we need to be tuned in order to receive them, or they can pass us by. Or sometimes if we're just not open, if our energy is closed, you know, opportunities in page level, they can come in just from something that somebody says to you. It can be fleeting. So stay open, stay ready, and be open to synchronistic possibilities. And also, it may be a good time to do something that's a little different, that's a little playful, that, you know, maybe you thought, oh, I can't do that because it's, you know, too childish, or it's silly, or something like that. Well, it just might be the very thing that you need to shift your energy, okay? All right. What else? 2 of Swords. Notice how there's no major arcana coming out again. Isn't that funny? That's almost 2 days now in a row. Yeah, Crossroads. Okay, 2 of Swords, and I think this is in partnerships for you. And you know, again, we see someone who is blocking that energy of the heart, okay, and has blindfolded themselves. So this is a time to see what you may not want to see. So full moon on the 14th. The moon energy is about exposing. It's about shining light in dark corners, and that can be the time that truths are revealed, that we see things with clarity and accuracy, that we literally take off the mask, take off the rose-tinted glasses. So, you know, that could happen in one of your partnerships, and that clear vision could be the very thing that helps you actually see the next part of the path out. Okay, if we think about Sagittarius in the major arcana, it's temperance, and it's through that divine guidance, it's through that energy of balance, it's through the energy of looking at all the information, having all the ingredients at hand, that really helps you find that path forward. I have no idea how long this is going for because I can't see the time on the camera. But I'll keep going until maybe it cuts off. Oh, we finally got a major. Maybe we'll finish on that one. The Empress. And as we were saying, that Three of Pentacles is the earthly realization of this energy. So I think if we look at the process where there might be a spotlight shining on partnerships, collaborations, soul contracts that may or may not be working for you. I mean, for some of you, it might be shining a light on the fact that they're great, you know. But if you feel like there are some big choices and some crossroads, then it's time to take action on that. And then you can open up to the Empress energy. And we just talked about temperance, Sagittarius, which is about conditions just being right, ingredients coming together for creation, rebirth, creation. Well, the Empress is very much that energy as well. So I feel like she wants to help you birth what is on your heart. If you can just dislodge that, if you can maybe just see the truth and see how your situations and your partnerships currently are either supporting that or maybe hindering that, this is the green light to go ahead. And she is a great blessing and often stands for abundance, and yes, that can be monetary. So I am going to pull a couple of oracles to close out this energy update, and I just dropped them onto the table. I will get better at doing these face-to-camera readings, but it seems to be whenever I get on the camera I start dropping all the cards. So let's see what comes out. Grief. Okay. Tears are what happen when the ice in the heart melts. So maybe you've been resisting those big choices around matters of the heart because you know there will be sadness, right? You know there will be hurt, and sometimes there's sorrow about what we've had to abandon because we had a lot of hopes there. But this too shall pass, and through melting that ice of the heart, right, by ripping off the band-aid, by going there, we free up that energy to put into what we truly want. I'm thinking Three of Swords, it's popping into my mind now. And again, that's a 3 for a reason, because it's a creation energy. Out of grief and hurt and loss is a very fertile foundation for recreation. So if you're seeing 333 or 33, this is your reading. That number is definitely very pivotal. And I have inner child. That's that Page of Cups. Allow me to give compassion and love to that little one. Let me attend to its deepest needs and feelings. So it really seems like your inner child is really asking for some attention, okay? And this could be part of yourself that you might have shelved or you might have abandoned. There could be some work, some healing to do there, some grieving as well, or just some play and some joy that wants to come through. That, you know, as we get into adulthood, sometimes we just forget how to have fun. We forget how to be lighthearted, and we can really close down parts of our energy field. And the last one, awakening. Oh my Lord, wake me from life as a spiritual sleep. May I hear you through my own instincts and common sense. So, you know, this is the card of ascension or spiritual awakening, and also awakening to truths around that full moon. And armed with that information, we can make better decisions, we can make better choices. Because there's free will, we can also decide to put that blindfold back on in that Two of Swords and that Eight of Swords and not see. However, generally we just stay in the slumber for a while longer, and then it comes back around. You know, this is that judgment energy where we hear the call from the divine, and we have the power to liberate out of that. And that just means we can actually choose and recreate ourselves in alignment with a timeline that will bring us more joy and more of those, you know, the richness that comes when we are aligning our life in that way. So that's what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this energy tune-in for June, and I hope that it is a brilliant month for you. Keep in mind that the universe is more, it's more concerned with your growth than your comfort, and changes and big choices can feel, they can put us in a space where, we feel very challenged, but it's also a very juicy time for transformation, especially in this time that we are facing as a collective now. So I am wishing you so much love and magic for June. I will see you on my other channel or this channel for plenty of readings throughout the month to guide you through. Do take care. Bye for now.